Come on, boys, we're gonna learn to kill. With all that hate, you might think you can, but when we're done, you will. With all that hate, if you want to kill a person who's alive, then you just hate him so much that you want him to die. It's easier to pull the trigger when you surrender to all that hate.
God exploding made a young man's body into a bloody steeple. His bleeding out onto foreign soil, his blood and sand mixing like oil. Luckily, Eric was saved and brought home. That was nearly a decade ago. Last year, Eric stepped on a landmine.
We've got a nice long list of reasons from which to choose to feel all that hate. These are the terrorists you hear about on the news. With all that hate, this place is far from home, and it's hot as fuck, and it's all their fault that it's here you're stuck, and they all want you dead, so it's their blood you'll shed. Just feel that hate.
Eric stepped on a landmine at a city council meeting in San Antonio. The former staff Marine Sergeant is speaking out for the rights of gays and veterans, of which he is blessedly both. But boos and hisses balm the silence. What God left of our city was a bloody steeple. So I prayed for our city and its people, but I'd forgotten our prayers are not instruments to fix this world around us.
That
Our prayers are instruments to fix ourselves. This city is a map of shattered glass. We fear walking anywhere new, afraid we'll get cut, afraid of love, foreign and frightening enough to call enemy.
Come on, boys, we're gonna learn to kill. With all that hate,
With all that hate,
we'll take them down, there's no excuse. With all that hate,
with all that hate,
come on, man, we're gonna kill these guys. We'll put a bullet right between their eyes, 'cause this is a war. We're gonna even the score with all that hate. Grab a gun, we're playing fast and loose. With all that hate,
with all that hate,
we'll take them down, there's no excuse. With all that hate,
with all that hate,
when you give in to the feeling, you'll know when it's death you're dealing.
it's easy to kill when you feel
all that hate.
So we loiter too long in our darkest rooms with security blankets like God, with monsters and murals, afraid of love. My God, who loves like an explosion, asks who could ever be afraid
With
of love.
all that hate. Come on, boys, we're gonna learn to kill. With all that hate,
with all that hate,
come down, there's no excuse. With all that hate,
with all that hate,
if you want to kill a person who's alive, then you just hate him so much that you want him to die. It's easier to pull the trigger when you surrender to all that hate.
My God, who loves like an explosion, asks who could ever be afraid of love.
No, you're no one's fool, but you'll be a useful tool with all that hate.
that hate. Confession.
I didn't know what to think about the men and women dying in the Iraq fracas until I saw that yellow ribbon magnet stuck like a maggot on meat to the back of your SUV. The one that said, "Support our troops." It was the exclamation point at the end of the slogan that wooed me, cooed me to see the light. Fight for the right to display our might, independent of insight or spite, confused with democratic bite. Now, I too shall support the troops. Confession. Before I aspired yellow on the back of your Range Rover, I was anti-troops and opposed to freedom. But that 50-cent magnet has changed my life, made it rife with jingoist possibility. In fact, since seeing your magnet, I've become more patriotic than you. I've plastered 4 magnets to the back bumper of my Ford Mustang, and one of them portends that I support breast cancer research. Sure, magnet proceeds go to magnet makers, not donation takers, but by God, I want random drivers to know where I stand. Troops, good. Cancer, bad. Confession. It really pissed me off, punched me in the pit of my stomach, pinched pretentious nerves, pepped up my impending need to stick it to you, and made my eyes pop from head when I saw that you'd purchased your 5th fucking magnet. I mean, our little game had grown stagnant for so long, then you, with your smug wife and suburban life, drove up your drive with the 5th magnet to taunt me as if to say, just try to stay alive in this game, punk. I've got 5 ribbon magnets. My new ribbon is red, white, and blue. It says freedom. Suck on it, bitch. Naturally, I immediately went to Walmart, the headquarters for midlife suburban activism, and purchased 4 more ribbon magnets. When I ran out of space on the back of my car and still needed to caress the tide of pride on each ride I take to various locales around this state, when I ran out of space on the back and still needed to express that tide, well, I stuck them on the sides of the car and on the hood. I got 14 underneath the car and 6 stuck to the engine. For the record, I am for freedom, troops, breast cancer research, America, firefighters, and soldiers, and against diabetes, evolution, cancer, and Saddam Hussein. Sure, I spent years promoting disease and supporting Middle Eastern dictators, but now I'm pro-USA. Confession. When those people stole my car and I called the police, it was the magnets I reported missing first. Just find those fucking magnets like snowflakes, 2 are rarely alike. Bring me my car back, you unpatriotic bitches, because the magnets won't fit on my bike. Ding, ding, ding. Thank you for your service.
I wish you would stop saying that. Because when you say thank you, what I want to feel is pride. But I just can't. I was stationed in Abu Ghraib, yes, that Abu Ghraib. And if you don't already know what I'm talking about, do yourself a favor and don't go home and Google it. Because trust me when I say you will live a much happier life never having to see the pictures that are associated with this horrible fucking place. Anyway, while I was there, we had these boxing matches. And the medical battalion ran the whole thing. They would match up guys on weight and experience level, and they would box it out, and we would all cheer and have a good old time. You know, it was this piece of home when we were in this place that was so far away from home. And at every match, they would play the national anthem on this tiny little boombox. And after going a couple of times, I finally got the balls to ask the guy in charge if I could sing the national anthem for them. Because that was something I used to do back home for promotion ceremonies or change of command ceremonies. And he said I could. And so the day of the match came along and I walked around all day singing that song. Because the thing is, when you're singing a cappella, and you're singing a song like the national anthem that has a very large range of notes, if you start in too high of a key, you are fucked by the time you get to the end of that song. So I ended up starting in too high a key, of course. But it sounded fine, and I don't know, I can't describe how good that felt, standing in the middle of that ring wearing my uniform and my boots and my helmet and my vest and my weapon, both of my weapons, staring out at a crowd of soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines, all rendering the most solemn of salutes. I have never in my life felt that much pride. Not before, not since. And of course, it was followed by a moment when I felt more shame than I've ever felt. Because then it was time for me to walk home. In the middle of Abu Ghraib, there's a helipad. You can't walk across a helipad. So as I'm walking around the helipad, of course, there's a helicopter coming in to land, bringing us a new group of detainees for our prison. And as the soldiers start to shuffle them off the back, all of them with bags over their heads and their hands pressed so tightly behind them with zip ties that their hands are starting to turn white, many of them crying because they have no fucking idea where they are, being yelled at in a language most of them don't even fucking understand. And I turned and I kept walking, and I tried to pretend I didn't see. And I must have been distracted, because that was when the smell from the camps where the detainees live hit me in the face. That intermingled smell of piss and shit and body odor. And I turned my head and I kept walking and I tried to pretend I didn't smell, and I went to bed. So if you could maybe please just stop saying that. Because when you say thank you, what I want to feel is pride, but I can't.
We're gonna have some fun right here tonight, y'all. Like we used to when we were kids, remember? Yeah, we'd chase each other all around, but somebody'd always knock you down, throwing rocks at you, hands over your eyes from behind, guess who and all that. Like hide and seek and home base, that was a big one, home base. I'm safe, nuh-uh, my foot was on it, nah. Human rights left at the door, wild grenades and bullet swords, champagne and flying corks, new oil, keeping the peace has become a chore. You know new war, you need new war, you know you need a new war, you know new war, you need new war, you know you need a new war, you know new war, you need new war, you know you need a new war, you know new war, you need new war, you know you need a new war. But who wore it best? That's what we really want to know, right? Who wore it best? And I want to say Oscar de la Renta, because that's the only designer I know besides Chanel, but I think they do perfume, and I guess technically you can wear that too. Either way, war gonna stink, yep. Or that's the game, you can't wear it out. Believe us, we tried. The great thing about wearing war is no fuss about the proper rug or your royal walk. War makes its own red carpet, fresh red carpet. Everywhere it goes with everyone it walks on. Hello, stiletto. But who wore it best? And I still want to say Oscar de la Renta, but it just doesn't go, because America's never been a renter, no siree. When it comes to war, America owns that shit, yup. We're buying it, and you're buying it, and you're buying it too. Shh, it's Monopoly time now, war. It's the new Park Place and I'm putting a hotel on it, war. Time to gentrify, war. Don't be a loser sore, it's just a game, just a little war. Our mortgage, it's the body count at dusk. Some people started paying it, not knowing what it was. And well, we'll continue paying it forever, just because nobody told us the lease was week to week. This is the war that never ends. War. The war that just goes on and on, my friends. War. We started playing it not knowing what it was, and well, we're still playing it today. Just because. You know new war, you need new war, yeah. Know you need new war, you know new war, you need new war, yeah. No, you need. Come on, you know new war, you need new war, yeah. No, you need. He's got it. You know new war, you need new war, yeah. No, you need new war, you know new war, you need new war, yeah. No, you need new war, you know new war, you need new war, yeah. No, you need new war. Marco, Solo, forlorn and 7 fears ago. War, sure. What have I got to lose? War. Do you live in underserved communities in the inner city? Are you poor? Put your left wart in, you put your left wart out. Blindfold who's left after that and spin the story all about. You put your soldier in, you put your soldier in, you put your soldier in, you put your soldier in. Why? Because less is war, you know? Less is war. Justice, I don't know. Justice. May the wars be with you and also with you. Why? America's, you're the other guys. America's dreams do come true. I pledge a grievance to hashtag the United States of America and choose. Share with the public for hits and fans. It's fun chasing as we nod. Invisible to justice we crawl. Again. I pledge a grievance to hashtag the United States of America and choose. Share with the public for hits and fans. It's fun chasing as we nod. Invisible to justice we crawl. Yeah, but can I like hide it from my timeline? Like delete, edit, post? Delete, edit, post. A flag as on red. A flag as on red. A flag as on red. You know new warrior, need new warrior. No, you need new warrior. Come on, you know new warrior, need new warrior. No, you need new warrior. You know new warrior, need new warrior. No, you need new warrior. He's got it, yeah. Oh, hey, man. Oh, you know new warrior, you need new warrior. No, you need new warrior. Keep going, you know new warrior, you need new warrior.